Hey guys, it's Jessica and welcome back to my channel.
Yeah, I know that I let you down. Is it too late to say I'm sorry now?
My shirt feels really low. Like, I know it's not, but like I feel like it should be higher. I don't know. This setup is very strange for me still. I just started doing this 2 weeks ago, I think I posted the video, the last one, even though I just filmed it like literally 2 minutes ago. My cat's still being insane. I look the same, besides I took off my hoodie because I'm cold, but no. Let go, Belle. Stop being a demon. Took off my hoodie so I didn't look the exact same. So this is that. Anyways, today's video is going to be another story time video. I'm very bad at telling stories, so this is my chance to practice them. I'm going to be telling you 2 different stories today. They're both very short. This is going to be a short video. I already know it, but also I ramble, so it might not be. It's already been like 2 minutes of filming, and I literally said like, what? Nothing? Get down. Anyways, I'm going to be telling you about my my first day of college story, as well as my first midterm story. Disasters. They were bad. So basically, let's just get started. So the first story I'm going to tell is my first day of college story. I was planning on doing a story time the day it actually happened, but it was just too stressful and too much of like a what just happened, my life is over, I hate everything, I'm dropping out, like I quit life at the moment. I'm trying to say I vlogged that day, but you know, I didn't really vlog much, so if you want to see that, down below, self-promo, go do it. But yeah, so basically what happened is I start school at 8:30 in the morning every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. on Fridays. But basically the first day of school was a Tuesday, and I had to start at 8:30, which means I wanted to be there around 8:15 so I could find my class, you know, be able to go and sit down, find a seat, do all this kind of stuff, be good. So I get there, not at 8:15. So my plan was to leave at 7:30. It takes me about 45 minutes to get from where I live to my college. Well, to the mall that is like 2 minutes away from my college. But I didn't really take into effect that it also is going to be rush hour, and I've never driven in rush hour before to this mall, to my college, to there. So I left at 7:30, pretty much exactly, maybe a minute before, a minute later, but like 7:30 I left at. I wasn't running late, it was good. I got in my car, started driving there, perfectly fine. There was a bit more traffic than I expected, but I'm like, you know, I have a full hour to get there. It only takes me about 45 minutes to get there on a normal day. You know, if I'm driving like a normal person, aka speeding a bit, then I'll get there in just over half an hour. 40 minutes probably, once I park. So, I'm driving, finally get across the bridge where I need to go down the street, whatever, get to the parking lot. Takes me like 5 minutes to actually get into the parking lot. It's a left-hand turn, and it's busy traffic coming the other direction. So there is a turning light, but since it's so many people going to college, especially on the first day, there's so many people going there all at once, it was a really big issue. I had bought a parking pass, so my plan was to park on the above-ground parking, where the parking lot is, where I can park for free, because I have my parking pass. It wasn't really free, it was $90, but like, I could park for free from now on that I bought it. So my intention was to go there. I turned down the street before, like, because there's 2 streets you can turn down. There's this one where you turn down, which there's no turning light, but this one used to be, they've changed it now, but it was a pedestrian-controlled light. So when people wanted to cross the street, it would turn red, and if they didn't, it didn't. But the other one, where the other turn is, which is, there's a high school here and the college is here, it's weird, and then you go and there's an underground parking here, or you go around and there's a parking lot down here. And so instead of going all the way around past the high school and over there, I thought I'd turn down the street before, which is basically you just turn down the street and then turn to the parking lot. And since this one, like I said, it was controlled by the pedestrians, when that other light turned red, everyone could just go. Because once everyone passed through the street, through the intersection or whatever it is, there's all these cars that could go. So it was really fast, and I thought that would be the better way. But they decided to change it. So now it is, like, there's no turning light, but it's just red or whatever. So you hope for the best, and hopefully you can get in before it takes like 15 minutes to actually turn to the parking lot. So anyways, after about 5 minutes of waiting there, I finally turn and get into the parking lot and turn to park in the second lot. So there's the driveway thing here, the road here, and there's one parking lot which is like the main one where the handicap stalls are and where like the other stalls are and the normal spots are, and then the other one over here which is like the other parking. And I thought this is where everyone parks. I didn't really think that there was overflow parking. I thought this is just where everyone parks. There's enough spots for everyone. That's how it works. So I'm looking for a spot and can't find one anywhere. So I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking and I can't find one anywhere. And meanwhile, to actually get up the street to turn into this parking lot, it took me about 5 minutes to actually do that because there were so many people, because everyone was inching forward and inching forward to get into the underground parking. And this is because on the first day, you can get passes for like the underground parking, which I don't know where you get them from or how people get them, but nobody had them, it seemed like. A few people did who were like teachers and that kind of stuff, but the majority of the people didn't. So every single person would need to pull up, push the button, wait for the ticket to spit out, take the ticket out, then the door would open, then they would go forward, then the door would come down, then the other person could go up, so then they could take their turn to push the button and do that process. So it would take about 30 seconds per car. So picture an entire college wanting to be early on their first day, trying to get into this parking lot without a parking pass. Parking pass people could just go, door opens, they go. Go, door opens. Like, it's fast. They just go right in. And every single parking pass person, keep in mind, gets to go ahead of every single other person in line. So if you have a parking pass and there's this huge line, they don't alternate like a normal, you think that, oh, let's alternate. You know, they still get special treatment, but this way, they don't get favoritism completely. They make it so other people can actually get in. No, if there's 6 cars in the pass parking and there's 18,000 cars in the other one, every single pass person will go through before one of the people in the other line goes through. And it was extremely frustrating. Anyways, so this lineup went all the way down around, past the stop sign, whatever, to where I was. Finally got into the parking lot, couldn't find parking, so I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll go to the overflow parking, because I did see a sign for it, so I'm like, okay, I assume it's just around the corner. Get in this line, I'm like, okay, it's taking forever, like, I know I'm going to be late for school soon, I'm like, this has got to hurry up. So I actually quickly look at my phone, which I know is illegal, but I'm like, I need to know the time. My car doesn't have the correct time in it. It's like 2:30 a.m. at like 6 p.m. on like a Wednesday, and it's saying like 2002 and kind of stuff. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't know how to fix it, whatever. So I just kind of know now, like I know I have to be there by 2:50 a.m. to be able to be there by 8:15 for school. And yeah, so that's great. Or I have to be there by 3:20 to be there for 9 a.m. on Fridays. I kind of know it now, but I didn't know it the first day because I didn't ever need to know times before. My work was 15 minutes away, and I'd leave half an hour before, and I'd be there in perfectly enough time. Like, it was fine. But, so I looked at my phone and noticed it was 8:30. So this is the part where I start freaking out. And meanwhile, we are inching along. So we wait and wait and wait and wait, and then we move up 1 car space. And then we wait more, and then we move up another car space. And if we're lucky, we move up 2 car spaces. So finally everyone goes through, and I'm like, okay, this is time. I didn't realize we were in such a long line. I didn't understand it at first, but then I realized that's why everyone was going in there. So as soon as we got to that point, I thought about turning down there first, but then I saw another overflow parking sign, so I'm like, okay, I'll just follow that. So I went straight, and I turned to where it said I could go to. Meanwhile, I'm panicking, I'm almost in tears, I'm shaking, I'm freaking out. I'm like, this has now been 10 minutes, I'm late for class by 10 minutes. So I turn and I'm looking and there's no parking, I'm back on the main street again. So this is where I'm panicking, I'm like, shit, like I'm leaving the school, I'm going up this hill, there's a highway, like this is not where I need to be. So I quickly turn down the next street, which is the other street for the school. You can go on either side. So I turn down the street for the high school, whip through their parking lot, back to where the line kind of is. So like I said, the street is here where I'm coming from my parking, stop sign's here, you turn to the underground parking here. So I come around this way to where the stop sign is. And people are going, and they're going, and I'm like, I'm not waiting for this, I'm getting in line. So I'm going, and I'm right here, and so the car moves, and I get in front of them, and I cut them off. I'm like, I don't care, sorry, but no, I'm just getting in line. So I got in line, and I went into the underground parking. I'm like, shit, like at least I have money, because it's cash only, but I don't care, I'm paying for parking, I'm just getting to class. I'm 15 minutes late already. So I get into the underground parking, finally, after all the stupid pass people got through, 15 minutes late now, probably just over that, get into the parking lot, couldn't find parking under there, went all the way down to the bottom, found a parking spot, wedged myself in there, because it's like underground, so it's like all the poles and stuff, so you have to like wedge yourself in there. I quickly run upstairs to where I know like the atrium is, but I don't know where my class is. So that's the issue. So I'm like, okay, looking at the numbers, trying to figure it out. I'm like, okay, looked at this map, and it's like, okay, it's upstairs in that way, I think. So I go upstairs, turn down to where I thought it was, and my class was 1170A or A1170. So I'm looking for it, and I'm looking, all these classes say B, and I'm like, okay, I don't understand this. Like, why is it like this? I should have looked before. Like, I'm freaking out. I'm almost crying. I'm now 25 minutes late-ish. I'm looking around everywhere, can't find it, can't find anyone to help me. I'm looking like I'm a panicked child. So I go into a classroom where there's one student in there, and I'm like, hey, like, do you know where 1170A is? She's like, no, sorry, I have no idea. And, like, walked away from me. I'm like, hey, thanks for the help. Like, you didn't even say sorry, like, meaningfully. You just, like, sorry, I don't know. And it's like, ugh. So anyways, I turn around, and I go back downstairs and look at the map again, and I walk the opposite direction. And I see that classes are A. So I'm like, okay, so upstairs it saw that it was like 12, so downstairs must be 11. So I'm walking, and I finally found my class. And I'm like, thank God, I'm like half an hour late. It's now like 9 o'clock. I'm still panicking. I'm literally shaking. So I stand there, and my door's closed. And there's a little window on it so the teacher can see out. And he looks at me, and as he looks at me, I drop my binders. And I don't just mean my binders. I mean my binders and my textbooks and my phone. And as he does this, as I do this, he opens the door to let me into class. So there's me making my first impression to everyone in this college. It's a college class, so class sizes are bigger than what I was used to. Not by much, because I go to a college that has smaller class sizes, but it's about, I think, 35, 40 people. Still bigger than I'm used to. Normally I'm like between 25 and, 31 is what I was used to in high school. So anyway, so I pick up all my stuff, and I walk to class, and I throw it down on her desk, and I am at the front of the class, but there's someone at the end, and, like, because it's tables, it's not desks, so it's tables, so she's sitting at the end, and I'm going to sit here, but, so I threw my stuff through the front, because I could just put it there, and so I'm trying to get by her, but I have my backpack on, and I can't get by her, and I'm, like, hitting the desk behind me, and I'm trying to, like, squeeze through, and she won't move forward. Finally get there and sit down, my phone starts buzzing, quickly turn it on silent, sit down, panicking. He's going over the rubric or whatever it is, the course outline thing. I didn't have one, so I had to get one at the end of the class, but, like, the entire class went over that, and I was like, so bad, and I was freaking out. It was fine. I went to my next class, and I found it fine, and I had 10 minutes to get there, so I was, like, kind of freaking out, whatever. But I made it there, and I had to pay $3.50 for stupid parking, and I was annoyed by that because I was only there for like 3.5 hours, which is extremely annoying, but I made it, and it was just very eventful, and I came home, and I almost started crying, and then I went to an escape room, and I had fun. So that was my first day of college. So tips for anyone who's starting college or who starting college soon or whatever, university, don't be late. Try and be there like plan to be there half an hour before your class starts. So if class starts at 8:30 or 10:30 or 10 or whatever, plan to be there half an hour before, and then give yourself an extra 15 minutes. So if it takes you an hour to get there, and you start at 8:30, plan to be there at 8, and like I said, an hour is 7, so plan to leave at 6:45. That way you can just justify it like 15 minutes extra, whatever, like figure it out if you haven't driven there before. Like, yeah. And there's crazy parking on the first day of school apparently. And now the story to what happened today. So, same kind of situation. But today I normally leave around 7:15 and I arrive there around 8:15. It takes me about an hour to get to school. And parking is not like it used to be. I used to arrive there at 8 and it would be perfectly fine. But now I arrive there about 8:15 and it's still perfectly fine. But today I got there a bit later. I left at 7:30 instead of 7:15 or 7 o'clock like I normally would have. So I didn't arrive there at 8 or 8:15. I arrived there pretty much 8:30. And like I said, some reason on the first day of school and today, which was midterms, we have midterms all this week, all last week, all next week, whenever people have their midterms, but mine was today. And for some reason, parking decided to be crazy. So I look and I can't find a parking spot anywhere, and there's no cars there because everyone's already in class. Because they're there early to study. People were there half an hour, 45 minutes early to study, which was my original goal. But, you know, that didn't work out. So I looked around the parking lot quickly. I'm like, forget it. I'm backing out. But I go down the street, down this lane, and there's no way to get out. So I had to, like, to get out because this car didn't fit and it didn't work out, and it was just very stressful. And some car was waiting for me because they couldn't get out, and I couldn't get out, and it was just, we were trapped, and it was just very stressful. And I have no cash. I had no cash at all today. So that's also what kind of worried me. I still didn't know where overflow parking is, which I found today after, because I went to drop someone off there, and it was just so much more, like, it was beneficial to drop her off. Back to the story. So I was looking for parking, couldn't find it. I'm like, I'm parking underground. There was no cars there, because everyone's in class, like I already said. So I go try and get my ticket. I'm shaking. I look, and it's like, it's 8:35. I'm late. This is not good. Also, traffic was really bad today for some reason. It was raining, so people might not know how to drive in the rain, apparently. And people decided to drive like 50 and like 45 down to 60, and normally I go 80 down there. Everyone goes 80 down there, but people decided to go 40 today just because it was raining, which isn't something that you should be doing. Like, maybe go the speed limit at least, but you should be speeding because, you know, I got places to be. So anyways, I finally got there. I parked. Couldn't find parking again, so I went down to where I parked before, and it was like all open down there. So I parked there, quickly ran up the stairs, ran to my class, get there, standing at the door, and all the bags are at the front of the class, and I look in the window, and everyone's already doing their exams, and yeah. So, and wait, it gets better. So I walk into class, and I'm like, sorry, I couldn't find parking, like, I just was running late today, and he's like, don't worry, it's fine. Drop my bag, he's like, make sure you have your ID. Looking for my ID, couldn't find my ID, because you need your student ID, your college ID, to be able to verify that it's you for your exam. If it's not you for your exam and you don't have your college ID, you don't get a mark for your exam. You can't have it. You can't do it if you don't have your thing. So I finally found it, gave it to him. He's like, no, give it to me at the end. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Causing like a ruckus destruction at the beginning, like front of the class. Looking through my bag, can't find my pencil case. Guess where it was? Sitting on my bedroom floor at home an hour away. So I had no pencils, no pens, because I didn't bring my purse today. I decided to bring my backpack because that would be a better idea, you know, so I wouldn't have my purse and have to deal with that during the exam. So everything would be zipped up and away, so it wasn't like he'd think that I was looking down into it, so it would just be better and smarter. Wasn't smart, didn't have any pencils or pens, so I'm like, I can't find, I'm just such a mess today. I left my pencil case at home. Do you have any extra pencils? He's like, looking, he's like, no, I don't. All mine are out of lead. I'm sorry, I only have pens. I'm like, hey, that's fine. So I took the pen, went to the back. He's like, they're alphabetized. So I found my thing. I saw one that I thought would be mine. I'm like hoping. So I walked straight back to the back of the class. And luckily it was mine, so I got it and I started writing it. And it was fine at first. And then I didn't read the question. And so the entire first page, I did 100% wrong. I literally just copied what was on one page to another page. It was accounting, so I had to make a closing entries thing. And I just copied the balance sheet from one thing to the other page. If you have any idea what those mean, congratulations. If you don't, then it doesn't really matter. Basically, it just copied one chart to another chart, which was not at all what I was supposed to do. So I started doing it the right way. It was what I thought it was the right way. Crossed out the other part, made a few extra, like, boxes at the bottom, try and fill it out so it would all fit. Realized I was doing it wrong again. So I basically just went like this, over the entire page and, like, scribbled out and said, sorry, I did it wrong, or sorry, I didn't read the question or whatever. I did it on the back. So I flipped it over, drew the chart on the back, did it right on the back. Perfectly fine, but my paper had so many like scribbles and stuff in it, and right on it it literally says use HP pencil, which is a mechanical pencil, so then if you make errors, you could erase it. I hope I think my dog just barfed. Don't you just love having adult responsibilities and having to do all the stuff that your parents would normally do, but your parents are in Vegas without you, so you have to do them all by yourself, because me right now. It's awesome. So anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, so anyways, I get to class, messed it all up. So many scribbles, so I hope he doesn't mark it wrong for having too many, like, errors and mistakes on it. Too many, like, did that wrong, sorry, let's just scratch that all out. So anyways, that was my horrible time at college, and can't wait till finals. Yeah, I'll let you know how that goes, because I might be living on the streets if I don't pass this. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you aren't already, because it would make me happy, and do a random act of kindness today. That could be it. And comment down below anything else that you want me to talk about, or videos you want me to do, and why am I moving like this? I don't know. If you want to talk to me about anything, or want me to talk about anything, or write anything down below, Like, what's your favorite color? Do that because I like getting comments. It makes me happy. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys. Oh, also, don't know what side it's on, but like there's like Twitter, Instagram, vlog channel. Check out my vlog channel if you want to see the first time. Any links I mentioned, I'll have them down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Probably next Tuesday, maybe next Friday, maybe it'll be on a Wednesday. We'll just have to wait and see, because you know. See you guys next week with another new video. Goodbye.